Hey, what is happening, everybody? You are back with the Real PG for another NBA player props video for today, Wednesday, February the 8th. Before we get into today's picks, if I could please ask you to smash that like button. If you've not got subscribed to the channel, make sure to get subscribed and hit that bell for the most up-to-date information on player line movement, player injuries, and anything else in regards to today's slate. Before we get into the picks, I would like to discuss real quickly the three links in the description section below, as all these are very important to those who do wish to be a part of this community. The first one is going to be to the free Discord. It is an extension of the YouTube where I can continually update my research throughout the day. Tons of value to be had here, guys. It's about 1,500 people deep right now, talking NBA, NHL, and a little bit of NFL still. Prizepicks, Thrive, Underdog, you name it, we've got it. Come check it out on your own time. If you're curious about how we've been doing as a whole in the Discord, we've got a big hit section. If you're curious about anything else deeper than just the free content, well, you've got the Patreon, and then there is a way to get some free Patreon currently as well, which I'll talk about. So in the Patreon, there's two tiers, a base tier and an all-access VIP tier. Same plays come with both, only difference being the VIP tier does have access to the VIP chat, around the clock access to me. I'll check plays for you. You get to see all of my lineups throughout the day. You get all of the paid subscriptions I use, all of the pertinent information from those, such as the props.cash cheat sheets, line and projection tools, stuff like that. Lots of value to be had, especially in the VIP, guys. This is really where the brunt of the research and the nitty gritty is discussed, is in this private VIP chat. Tons of other sharp people who also wish to be on that same level, doing research all the time, wanting to win every night, and not just being spoon-fed picks. So check this out on your own time. If you're curious about how we've been doing in the Patreon, which we've been killing it lately, you can check out the testimonial section. This is strictly tales and stuff in regards to what people have to say about myself, the Patreon, things of that sort. So again, check this out in your own time, read through it. If it's something you think you're interested in, but you're still not sure that you want to pay for it, well, right now there's an opportunity on the table for you. If you head over to Thrive Fantasy and you sign up as a new user, first time depositor with my promo code, capital letters PG, and just make a $10 deposit. That's all you got to do. We've dropped it from 20 to 10. So you head on, PG promo code, a $10 minimum deposit. You can deposit as much as you'd like. They will match 100% up to $100, but 10 is all you need for the promotion. And then just make any paid bet, $1 or more. It's a $1 minimum all day, every day on Thrive. Not to mention, Thrive is also great for multiple reasons. I prefer to build my bankroll on this site because of the highest payouts in the industry between your 2-man and 5-mans. You can't beat these payouts, as well as the fact that they don't have hundreds of props on here, just like kind of fogging the best props out, if that makes any sense. So you're generally apt to have a smaller 2 or 3-man lineup versus a 4, 5, or 6 like you would on Prizepicks. So you're carrying less risk along with a better payout. Great recipe for building your bankroll. So again, guys, if you come over here, get signed up as a new user and first-time depositor, promo code capital letters PG, $10 minimum deposit, and a $1 bet or more, obviously, if you want to bet more. Head over to the Discord and just shoot me a DM saying, like, hey, man, I've taken care of the Thrive requirements, whatever. I ask for your email, get you approved, and bang, I have you in Patreon same day, generally, worst case, by the next morning. This will last until 2/19. This was originally a 30-day promotion. We were down to the last 12 days, guys. So stop sleeping, get in for free. It is a great chance to try it before you buy it and at least see how the base tier runs and to see what you can do with that. And then you can make your decision if you want to not be a part of the Patreon, if you want to remain a base member, if you want to upgrade to all access. Totally up to you at that point. So that being said, guys, check this out on your own time. Don't want to take too much time away from those who already know about the promotions. Let's hop into today's picks. I got a couple for you. It is still early. Board is not fully populated on Thrive or on Prizepicks yet, but I do got a couple for you on each site. First play we're going to be looking at today is De'Aaron Fox over his points against Houston. I do know he missed against Houston just the other day in his first game back. No, it was not injury related. It was a family related issue, but the man was rusty, clearly putting up 16 points. Blowout possibility is there always against Houston. It's an 8-point spread today with a 239 total. So the total is great. The pace of the matchup is great. It's just, can Houston keep it close for long enough for De'Aaron to get there? I think so. If we dig into the matchup for Fox today and we look at what the point guards have been doing against this squad, so we got point guards versus Houston, the best matchup, fourth best matchup in the league over the last 7 games, giving up 30.7 points per game to your average point guard, where De'Aaron Fox is a higher than average scoring point guard, a higher shooting volume point guard than most. So I do think he has no problem getting there. If we dig into what De'Aaron has done on the road this year, let's take a look. His points on the road. So as you can see, he's missing these last 2. This was his 125 and 123. So we're going back 2 weeks, guys. This is prior to his break. Just a couple of days off for the family related stuff, but he is otherwise 4 of the last 6 hits, 7 of the last 10. Not a terrible hit rate considering these last 2 were both, difficult matchups with Memphis and Toronto. In all the matchups where you've seen Houston prior, he has landed on just above the number with 24 and 24, both of which were road games. He will be seeing them, or at home games. He will be seeing them at home. I'm sorry, guys. We're on home games. Jesus. Away games. There we go. That's what I was looking at. So he missed his most recent game against Houston with 16 points, guys, when he came back from the break. Prior to that, he has 5 of the last 6, 4 straight, clearing this number with ease. But if we do look at the overall, we see that when he did play them at home, he put up 24 in back-to-back games versus Houston. So we can kind of use that as a baseline if we do look at what he's done. He had, like I said, the 16-point game. Following that, he has seen them 3 times this season. So we have a great sample size with 16, 24, and 24. Never topping over 33 minutes, and I think a lot of this is related probably to the scores of the games, as, you see the blowouts were pretty apparent. 25 points in this game, 20 points in this game, and 20 points in this game, so probably something we can expect again. But he has got there in 2 of those 3. I think he can get there today, especially if Houston is able to keep it relatively close. If we do look at what Houston's got going on as far as injuries today, nothing much has changed. No Kevin Porter still. Outside of that, nothing that is really pressing. Starting 5, Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Kenyon Martin, Jabari Smith, and Şengün. So not a bad starting 5 for Houston today, and I do think they should be able to keep it relatively close long enough for Fox to get us across the over on 23.5 points. All right, so let's jump into the next play. We're going to be looking at Bam Adebayo and his points plus rebounds. Real quickly, before we jump off of Fox, actually, we should just look at the Vegas line to see where that is at currently. So for De'Aaron Fox, on his points, currently they have the juice to the over, minus 133 to the over, minus 100 to the under. So relatively strong juice to the over 23.5. I think this is probably fairly accurate, as I do see him in the neighborhood of 24 to 28 points tonight, probably. Let's see what Prop.Cash quickly has him projected for. Let's dig back out for points and find De'Aaron Fox here. See where they have him projected, if he is. And okay, so they have him projected for 24.67 points. Like I said, at 24 to 28, I was thinking. So right there. But they do have him projected for an over. He has hit this over in over the season 60% of games, over the last 20, 70%, last 10, 60%, last 5, 60%, and 60% of the games this year versus Houston. So again, like the play for De'Aaron Fox, let's hop into Bam Adebayo and his PR today. So we're going to be looking at Bam, who is playing at home today, unfortunately. I'd much rather be playing Adebayo on the road, as he is an absolute monster on the road, but he is at home today, where he's kind of hit or miss, but due to the matchup he has, I have some superb interest in Adebayo. So let's look over the last 7 what this has been looking like, for at least for the points and the rebounds against Indy. So they are giving up the second most points, as well as the third most rebounds in the league at 31.5 points per game and 16.6 rebounds per game for a total of just about 49 PR per game. Bam should be seeing about 40 plus minutes considering they're down to about an 8-man roster. Let's look at the projection here for Bam's minutes as well as his PR. I'm assuming 40 plus minutes is his projection. Let's see if we can find Bam on here. Hopefully he's towards the top. He is. Okay, so he is projected for 36.06 points and rebounds, so clearing by 3.5. He does not have any kind of streak on this currently, but as far as a minute projection, I'm looking at the wrong tool, that's why. So there we go. Bam Adebayo, 36.06, projected 44.8 minutes. So about 45 minutes he is projected for. So almost the whole game, guys, because of how short this roster is with no Lowry, no etc. We can look into exactly who is missing. So we've got a game time decision on Gabe Vincent, who is probable, so likely to be starting. First starting five of Gabe Vincent, Tyler Hero, Caleb Marlin, Jimmy Butler, and Bam. We have got game time decisions on Owen Robinson, Gabe Vincent, who we talked about, probable. And then we have outs for Jovic, Lowry, Oladipo, Duncan Robinson, and Yurtseven. So 3 players here in Lowry, Oladipo, and Robinson who have some major effect on the usage and the minutes that Bam will be seeing today. He should be a funnel for some of these points, and especially on the glass, as this matchup has been superb, like we looked at. Let's dig a little deeper on what Bam has done in the past against these guys. It's not been exceptional, but he has gotten the job done. Let's look at what the spread on this game is today. I'm assuming the total is relatively low with Miami. It is at 223 only. 7-point spread, though, so it should remain relatively close. The last game they saw him this season, there was 2 games where actually they played this season, or 3 games where they played this season. This is great. You got nice sample sizes. So one was a 3-point game. One was a, low scoring, 87-82. This is the kind of stuff I worry about in playing key players and playing players against Dallas, is these down pace, low scoring games where just the volume is not going to be there. But the matchup is just too good to look away from. Even here, low scoring, 101-99. But in all these games, they have managed to keep it close, so it should be a back and forth affair. If we can get pace up a little bit, given the different starting players on the court and the different players we'll be seeing, pace should change a little bit from what it was back in December. But if we look, he has not gone over 39 minutes in the last 5 matchups versus Indy. He is projected for 44 today. I'm assumed he would play 40 or more, so I'm guessing that's probably pretty accurate, that 40 to 44 minutes. I think 44 minutes is along the top end of things. But if we do factor in an extra 4 to 10 minutes of playing time, depending on what he has seen, he should be able to rack at least another couple boards and a couple buckets. So if we look at what the PR totals have been for Bam, we do need today, again, we are looking at, let's see, Bam Adebayo, if I can find him. All right, so Bam Adebayo's points plus rebounds is set, I believe, at 28.8 today. You at? Come on. It was just here. Hopefully they didn't pull it that. Wow, really? 32.5 on points and rebounds. Okay. So they do have this bumped a little bit as the points are at 21.5, and I believe the rebounds were, I guess, at 10.5. So they did lift it by 1 by taking the combination of PR. So if you'd prefer to go straight points, if that's offered, or if you'd prefer to go points plus assists, something you could look at. We were looking at Bam's lines, all of which look relatively similar when we were looking at these home games. So points plus rebounds, points plus assists, not great. Regular points looks just like points plus rebounds. The rebounds look just like the points plus rebounds, obviously. The PRA, not much better. Again, I really wish this was an away game, but if we do filter his minutes to 40, wow, he hasn't even played 40 yet this year, so at home. So if we drop it to 37 37, let's say. So at 37, 30, we'll go 38 minutes. He's seen 38 minutes twice this year at home. He's hit both games, gone over with 36 and 37. On his sorry, this is PRA. I want PR. So actually, okay, maybe PRA is a better look. Let's look at also the RA looks great, but that is not offered to us on Thrive, and I want to look at the PA. So he has missed PA both times. He's hit points in one of two. He's hit PR in one of two, hooking short in the other game, but he has hit the PRA in both of these games with 38 minutes or more. If we look at the overall games where he has played 30, is there anything over 40 minutes yet this season? Wow, he really has not seen over 40 minutes yet this year, which is kind of surprising as he is projected for well over 40 today. But if we do bring this up to even 35 minutes as an average, I mean, as you can see, his PRA overall has been pretty much right where he needs to be. Lots of hooks if they're missing. Lots of hooks. If we look at the home games, looks actually relatively better for the PRA when he's getting the minutes. So this is at 35 minutes, which I do think is a very fair amount that he should be seeing today. If we look into the game logs again, he's at 38, 35, 34, 39, 35, 36. So there's no reason he should be seeing under 35 minutes today. And at 35 minutes at home, Bam's PRA, I want to look at the PR again. It looks relatively the same. I do prefer the PR. The PRA actually does have a better hit rate by just a little bit. Let's look at what the assists look like for Bam today. As far as centers versus Indy, they're only giving up 4.15 per game, which is about top 10 matchup, so it's not bad even. So the PRA I'm okay with as well. Again, these are first looks, early leans. But yeah, so you could look PR or PRA for Bam, I think, given the matchup today being extremely easy. And when we do look again at what his totals have been, he has come short a few times. I mean, points, rebounds here in 38 minutes, 18.7 rebounds. The rebounds definitely killed us here, putting up a total of 25. 17 boards, got it in this game. And, of course, he hit the points on the head, putting us over at 39 PR, 42 PRA. Here, he would have came up short on PR as well as the PRA. So, again, the history isn't exceptionally strong or anything, but the matchup is over these last 7 games. Let's check these last 15 as well, as far as points go. So yeah, Indy over the last 15 even is a top 4 matchup in both. Over the last 30, see, they've tightened up a little bit, so season long over the last 30 they've been a little better, but recently over these last 15 games and closer, they have been giving it up as far as the points category and the rebounds category. As we see, watch these points from 15 games, the last 15 at 25.4 points and 16 boards. Over the past 7, they're all the way up to 31 points per game and 16 boards. So they're just giving it up right now as far as points go to the center, and Bam has just been lighting the world up as far as points go in comparison to what he normally does. So I am heavy on this one as an early look, an early lean. So on Thrive, like I said, 2 plays that I am going to submit input through right now. I'm okay with the PRA. I'm okay with the PR for Bam. I think both are great today, as well as De'Aaron Fox. All right, if we head over to Prizepicks, again, it's early. I haven't had a chance to look at too much. I do have 4 plays over for you. We've looked at the Bam play. We've looked at the Fox play. I do want to look at Jordan Poole. I did like his points. They've already been bumped. The PRA has not been bumped. It's going to be, though, against Portland. No Steph Curry. Let's take a look at what Jordan Poole has done in the past in this matchup. Game log verse. Totally forgot who they're playing. Portland. Jordan Poole, 41 points, 5 boards, and 6 assists in the most recent game. 12-30-22, 6-point game at the end. Let's see who was all in this game for Golden State. Again, no Steph Curry. So Jordan Poole, this is something we can expect again, this mid-30s minutes, and he and Clay basically running the show as far as the field goals go. 22 attempted field goals from Clay, 23 from Jordan. Yeah, got to the line 9 times, plus 18. Huge game from him here. So I expect to see a lot of the same today. It's a great matchup. Dig into the point guards versus Portland. As far as points go, it's kind of top 10-ish, top 12, 21.54, but they are really giving it up as far as the assist goes. Most in the league at 10.91. I don't hate the straight assist look at over 5. But at being at 5, there's that push possibility. Push equity isn't a bad thing to have. I would have rather caught the line at 4.5, though. And as I do think he should be able to go well over this 21.5 point average that they're seeing. And even if it was an average game around the board, he would clear PRA based off these stats. Again, in the past, let's look at Poole and see what he has been doing. This is a road game for Golden State. I love playing Golden State players at home, preferably, but Poole has not been terrible from the road. If we look at his PRA, it was a little better over the back end of the last 10, but where he has missed, it's been a hook, a basket, 2 baskets. So we're not missing by much here, guys. If we look straight assist, it's a lot more sketchy. If we look at straight points, it's a lot more sketchy. So PRA looks to be the best hit rate. PRA also looks to be the best line based on the matchup as well as the math on the projections of them. Because if we do give this math a little whirl through, we got 24.5 plus 5 is 29.5 plus 3.5 is 33. So we're getting a half point of value on the PRA line. If we were to take just like points and assist, which would make sense at 29.5, but no, they've got it at 30 where we're losing value as well. So I would rather have those rebounds in, as Curry as the number 3 rebounder on the team being gone. I do see the Poole's upside for the rebounds going up just a little bit. If we take a look at the Vegas line for Jordan to see where he is projected today based on Pinnacle and their bettors. Let's see what they're saying. So Jordan Poole at the original line of 23.5 was minus 142 to the over. At the actual line right now, currently of 32.5 PRA, minus 145 to the over, plus 109 to the under. Huge juice on Jordan Poole. This will be getting bumped, guys. It is just when is it getting bumped. Last look I do have for you is Fred VanVleet in a wonderful matchup today versus the Warriors as well. So let's take a look at... I'm sorry. Maybe I'm looking at something incorrectly here. I am. Where's the Toronto game on paper here? Sorry. Toronto versus the Spurs. Is that the Spurs? Yes. There's that sack. I can't read my own handwriting, guys. It's sass. Okay. So let's look at this again and back out of here. Thought that was wrong. Toronto versus the Spurs. Fred VanVleet juiced insanely on the 3-pointers. Minus 189 to the over 2.5. So we can count him for at least 9 points and threes, I'd say. His points themselves, juice minus 141 to the over 22.5. This line has not been bumped yet. Tons of juice here that definitely intrigues me. If we look at Freddie's past, let's see, Fred VanVleet game logs versus the Spurs. Let's see what Fred has done. 26, 33, 27 over the last 3 games, one of which was this season only. Oh, none of which were this season. So he has not seen them yet this year. So we're digging back into last year, and he was even putting work in. And Fred has definitely been shining as of recent. If we look at VanVleet, they will be playing at home today. So let's look at VanVleet and his points, and let's get to the home games. All right, so this is a little atrocious. Man, I don't really know what to make of this, but wow. If we look at the overall, Fred's been getting it done. He's been looking good overall lately, but these home games, I don't really have an explanation for what this is about. Granted, the matchups that he failed in, 2 of them were the same team. When he did Is he seeing this yet? No, he has not. So yeah, I really don't know what to make about this, guys. I didn't see this earlier, didn't look into this. Fred, I just wanted to throw in as my last man to get a 4-man in before the Poole line bumped. But this is a little scary. I don't think they offer his 3-pointers. I'd be much more interested in that. But let's check. I do not believe they do offer it, though. And if nothing else, we just remove Fred off. Let's see, is the if maybe blocks are viable at 0.5? Let's see. No, not even. So there's not really much here, I guess. I mean, the road stuff initially just triggered me and said he's got to be a little bit better than this at home, and the home games are just an absolute wreck. So I don't really know how to explain this, guys. Maybe get rid of VanVleet as a first look, and we just run this 3-man of Fox, Poole, and Adebayo for now. So yeah, I think that's where we're at as far as first looks goes. It's like I said, updates will be brought into the Discord throughout the day. I will be dropping lineups throughout the day for people. Most of them go to the Patreon members who are paying, but I do try to hook the main chat up with at least a 4 to 6 man every single day to get them on the right track. So please, guys, if you have not gotten subscribed to the channel and you've gotten this far in the video, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. If any of this content is helping you, get into the Discord. It's free. It offers tons of value. Sign up at Thrive. You're not going to get anybody else who's going to give you their Patreon for free for just using their link and trying a different sites. You're going to get a thank you if you're lucky. So, yeah, tons of value to be had working with me and this community, guys. So I hope if you're not a part of it already, that you will be soon, and that you will see the value that the other 1,500 or so people in the community already see and have been capitalizing on. So until the next one, guys, please gamble within your means. If you're tailing, tail at your own risk, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Peace.